Citizen's blood will provide you a massive XP boost. Yeah, I could literally go eat Fiddick right now. Because he only has a mesmerizer.
Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Investigate.
This is Ackroyd?
Good evening.
No,
I'm
this is
Dr.
Tippets.
Reid. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague.
No, this
sir.
is someone else, right?
Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian
Morgman.
of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Fair enough. Let's trade.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
This is new. I haven't seen this before. Oh, just random materials. Handy if need be. Is this what I can sell? I can't sell shit. Oh no, I can sell some shit. Some shit can be sold. Not that I don't really know the value of much stuff yet. Although junk. Surely I can sell junk, right? Yeah, just as good resale value. But it can be recycled into components. I'll save for now just in case. I don't really know what is good to buy and what is good to sell.
Such a pleasure to see you again.
Figure that out eventually.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
What kind of goods?
Curios and
Quarantine,
trinkets mainly.
It's not always easy to buy things. So I trade. I exchange. Some people sell. Some others buy. I like to help.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
Hey, that means I'm a good person too, since you know me.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights
Oh,
ago.
dear.
You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Yeah. See, that's something we haven't talked or thinked or mentioned a lot. The very first thing I did in the game was drain my own sister. And since then I'm trying to put the pieces back together, but... Damn.
You work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
That is sad.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe this all comes back when you're a vampire.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
We have new hints.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No, I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Well, maybe not all of us. That's an interesting idea, and that's one that's frequently explored in fiction. This idea of eventually, if you're immortal long enough, you lose part of what makes you human because you've seen so many people die near you, you've grown numb to all emotion, and you know, you have a hard time caring about things because everything seems so temporary compared to you. And then gradually you become a villain because that's good storytelling. Or bad sometimes, but that's the idea of giving motivation to a bad guy.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chadana.
No, Dr. Reid. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
I like this guy. He's nice enough.
Goodbye, Mr. Chadana.
Also, shopkeeper, which is always nice. Right, we're still trying to hunt down who the hell is spying on Thelma. And I also try to find this Tippets gentleman, who was, I believe, on the other side of Pembroke.
Always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
I have wasted too much energy for so little result.
Around here. Oh, there's Milton as well. You know what? Hello, Milton.
Good
Mr.
evening,
Grumpy.
sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reid. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reid. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure
Seems
I understand
fair.
what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reid. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
First of all, subtitles, come on. All habits died hard. Anyway, I found your wallet.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reid.
Hey, let's say no. Ooh, investigation succeeded. What? Oh, I didn't realize that counted as a thing once I found it. It didn't show up on the list. I guess not every quest, so as it is, tracks.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reid.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
I gotta say, I enjoy when he does his vampire thing and there's this like echoing thing. It's like the first half of the sentence is always really harsh as Reid is pushing his vampire will against someone, and then at the end of the sentence he's turned back into this normal kindly voice. I think it's done really well, though to be honest I don't quite understand why you need to use a vampire power to press someone for information just because you've unlocked that a hint, really. But it works. I don't mind.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
They're defending
Keep
themselves.
people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Fair enough. I guess this is where I would have gotten the quest originally if I hadn't already done it.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
This seems harsh to say, but the part of me that wants to follow up all dialogue trees wants to say it. Because I don't think this is one of the ones where it's a choice. We get the little vampire why when that happens.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reid. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
I mean, I agree, mostly, but...
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
So... Whoa, hello. Bit expensive, though. Can I see how much money I've got? Yeah, 120. Cannot quite afford the shotgun, no. There's a bunch of random stuff here, though. I can, however... Can I sell? No, I can't sell my old gun. Is that because it's equipped or because... Oh, never mind. Alright, well, Mr. Tippets then. Last one I haven't talked to.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reid has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippets, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What I've found most in these, by the way, is like in conversations, they move a little too much. But that is also sometimes one of the hardest things to get right in games like this. like how to make it look realistic the way people talk when they stand still. It helps in games where it's like mocap or stuff like that. And it's probably better than standing completely still. Like, you notice Reid is basically frozen. He nods every now and then. But then everyone I'm talking to is like shifting their feet and hands and everything. Which I suppose part of that is how you move when you talk. But anyway, it's fine. I'm not really complaining. It's something I noticed.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
That's not... Ooh.
Nurse Branagan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that.
Oh, no.
I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Branagan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Okay, maybe that went all right.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reid. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good.
Not so good.
During this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Good call.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Branagan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Yeah, I guess back in these days, women weren't really doctors. They were mostly just nurses. Which is a shame. Knowledge should obviously be used from any gender.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Oh, he's out a fair bit. He's out hunting vampires and stuff. You may not have known that.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippets.
It's hard to think about, actually, but this game takes place roughly 100 years ago. I think it's like 1920 or something, 1919, like right after the war, the First World War. I still can't talk to Harriet because she's inside there, but... I want to do the Thelma quests. Before... Hello, Branagan.
Good evening, Nurse Branagan.
Good evening, Doctor.
New hints?
Why does Dr. Tippets claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippets does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.